With such a huge battery and is great in so many ways. It's just crazy. Totally crazy.
Pigeons are spies. I know where the government hides the real birds.
See? See what I mean?
Your mom is in on it. Trust no one, tech dweeb.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
Looking at another TECHDWEEB video.
Hey there, how you doing? I'm TECHDWEEB, welcome. Thanks for clicking on the video today. A while back, I reviewed
We love you,
this,
TECHDWEEB.
the Ayaneo Pockets.
It's pronounced Pocket S.
It was a great device, really great. Great screen, great controls, and it was powerful. This thing came with a Snapdragon G3X Gen 2 chip, which was the best of the best.
I love the way that this thing looks. I love the chipset. Snapdragons are a very good chipset. They have very good chips. The operation of them is very good. Excellent chips.
Chip at the time, and I love this thing to bits.
Thanks, tech dweeb. I love you too.
But now there's a new one, the Pockets 2 Pro, and it's a lot better. And I'm telling you right now, I like it a lot better.
How can it get better? Look, I trust what TECHDWEEB says. He's whimsical. He's knowledgeable. He sounds trustworthy. And he fills me on Ayaneo devices. This looks like a premium device. It almost looks like a phone. It looks like it's appropriate to be an Android device.
Wait, what?
That's right, because the Pockets 2 Pro is a lot like the Pockets in lots of ways. Same sort of size, same sort of shape. It looks like just a little bit of a bigger Pockets, but it has some key upgrades that take it not just to the next level. It takes it like to 2 levels more. The specs in here, along with the biggest battery we've seen in a retro handheld, means that this thing, for retro games, might be the best thing yet. It's just nuts.
All dentists are part of a global teeth harvesting cult.
In more ways than one. This thing is rocking the Snapdragon G3X Gen 3 chip, the best that you can get in an Android retro handheld. The S2 comes in 2 versions. There's a Pro version, which I have here, and there's a non-Pro version, which...
What about the Pocket Conquer Fit? What is that? I believe that has an AI chip. Snapdragon G3 Gen 3. Okay.
which I don't have here. You'll get anywhere from 8 gigabytes up to 16 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigabytes of storage up to 1 terabyte. The screen is the same on all versions. It's a 6.3-inch IPS True Tone LCD with a resolution of 2560 by 1440. The battery is 8,000 milliamp hours on the base S2 and 10,000 milliamp
8,000 milliamps. Nice. Here's the clarification on the AI / processing chip situation in the Conquer Pocket Fit, and this is what it means in terms of AI compatibility. The standard Conquer Pocket Fit is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon G3 Gen 3 gaming platform, not a dedicated AI chip in the sense you'd find in smartphone-oriented AI silicon. Mobile gaming device focused on SoC, integrates CPU and GPU, DSP subsystems that support general AI / ML tasks, but is not branded as a separate AI accelerator chip like Tensor cores and some smartphones SoCs. So that G3 Gen 3 is essentially an AI chip.
hours on the Pro. And we also get some sort of Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 5.3, and it's running Android 14. The prices depend on the options you choose, obviously. You're looking at anywhere from $440 up to $700, depending on what you need. It comes in 4 colorways, black and white, and you can get those colors in the Pro.
White all the way, baby. White is so smooth with the metal, with the metal edges.
And the non-pro versions. And Ayaneo also did their signature retro power version, and this
Dude, I will say they got some geniuses working over there at the Ayaneo Corp. They got some fucking geniuses when it comes to design and shit. Like, I love this device so much. Like, I'll go to the Chat GPT, the language model, and I'll talk to it like I'm talking to this little man, and it's like BMO. It's like BMO. Like, I love this little man. It's fucking great, dude. This does everything that the 3 does. That the 3 does. The A3. This video is brought to you by host of the Ayaneo 3.
B-Duck version. And as always, they lock the retro colorway to the highest top-end spec version, which kind of sucks. I complain about it every time, mostly because I love.
If I sound like I'm simping for their devices, it's because they're fucking gorgeous, dude. And when they work, when the quality control has been, processed correctly, whenever you get a quality device from them, one that's meant to work the way it works, it works so good that you will fall in love with these devices. You will fall in love with them because they take you back to a time where things were simple, but now it's an evolved version of that where things are not simple, but you can connect to the internet and get into some craziness and also make videos like I am with it. I'm making videos with a Game Boy right now, and it's fucking incredible.
Love the retro color.
I'm amazed at what Ayaneo has accomplished and other companies like Valve, MSI Claw. Even though I'm not a fan of the Steam Deck, and I'm kind of have a bone to pick with Valve, but I will give them their flowers. They made an excellent device. The Steam Deck is an excellent device in theory. It's just butt ugly to me. When you're messing around with these devices, if it's not pretty looking, if it doesn't look pretty, if the aesthetics and the beauty aren't there, then less people will buy them. I assume that there's more people like me that if you see these devices and they don't look right, then you're not going to buy one. That's how I feel about the Steam Deck. And you can't tell me anything about this. These work better than the Steam Deck. These burn the Steam Deck. These drift on. These fucking. They go Kenya on your ass.
Colorway, and I want to be able to afford.
Light years ahead of fucking 3.21 gigawatts, 88 miles an hour. We're going back in time, Marty. It's fucking Huey Lewis in the news.
More than I do. It comes in a box, and the box has words on it, and inside there is another box with more words, and in the box is the cover, and the device is under there, and under that is some more boxes. This one has word papers inside, and this one has a USB-C cable, and this one has a D-pad puller offer, and a replacement round style D-pad. Wow, crazy.
One day I'll devour the sun and there will be only darkness.
No, not you. I'm in the D-pad puller offer. That's crazy.
Oh, sorry.
That's the future we're looking at. They'll be running around stealing your pretzels, getting into shit in your house, running around. There'll be little anthropomorphic Game Boys running around.
Volume up and down, and a power button with integrated fingerprint reader, and another rebindable function button. On the right side, this little button changes the power profile on the fly, nothing on the left side. Underneath, we have downward firing stereo speakers, and a trap door that hides a sneaky little TF card hole, and a
oh yeah,
headphone hole for you wired headphone weirdos. And
I want to know how the speakers are. They have to be good.
USB-C hole for charging and OTG and video out and all.
On these devices, their speakers are always good. Even the down pointing speakers are good. The speakers on the slide are subpar. You can hear everything that's going on, but they fire down, so the sound is going down. It's not going towards you. If I feel like if the slide had the speakers firing, point blank, like the three has the best speakers I've ever heard in one of these devices.
All that stuff. And around back, there's more holes where the air comes in. I was really into the original Pockets, and the Pockets 2 basically follows that same general vibe and aesthetic. However, there's a couple notable changes. First, the Pockets 2 is bigger. Not by much, but a bit. The original Pockets had this hard, crisp edge around the outside with this metal kind of border there. The Pockets 2 went with a more rounded shape, which doesn't look as good, but it does feel more comfortable. This frame around the outside is still metal here, but it's painted to not look so obvious.
Metal.
And the softer edges.
It's metal. I'm glad they didn't change that. That makes it a supreme machine. If you have the metal border, that it puts on that extra patina that you need in one of these devices.
Is nice. I've always loved the Pockets, and it's amazing how the Pockets 2 improves on that in almost every way. It's nuts.
The government replaced the clouds with holograms in the 80s.
Literally. The controls are overall pretty great. The D-pad is a clicky micro switch style, which lots of people don't like, but I like it a lot. It's really accurate, maybe ever so slightly too easy to hit accidental diagonals, but nothing I would complain about when I'm actually gaming. One really cool thing is that the D-pad, you can change it. You get this round disc style D-pad that you can put on there, and I really like this, and it feels good to use, so I'll probably be switching to this after this review. And great buttons, soft rubber membrane, and they're not loud at all, and the bumpers are quiet, and the triggers are great. Great quality inputs, and the sticks are also great. These are TMR electromagnetic joysticks, which are more precise than Hall sticks. And that's good because these sticks are a bit on the small side, but they feel perfectly accurate and sensitive. The screen is amazing, but let's get the bad news out of the way. It's not OLED. As an LCD though, it's amazing, simply because it's 6.4 inches, which is big without making the device huge, and it's 1440p. I'm telling you, that extra resolution makes a huge difference compared to a 1080p screen. It's also really bright, and it has great colors and contrast. Not as good as OLED, but it's still great for an LCD. And as you can see, it's got this one-piece glass panel across the front with ultra-narrow bezels. Also,
that is the way to go. That glass on the front, spectacular. It adds pizzazz to it. The Ayaneo 3 has the same glass sheet over the entire front, and I love it. I love it. It looks so premium. It's shiny and delicious, and I spaz out every time I look at it because of the shine.
1440p, man. That's just crazy. Crazy.
Absolutely.
Pockets 2?
Yeah?
I said crazy.
Oh, right. Your microwave is spying on you for the Chinese government.
There it is. And the sound is, it's good. It's not the best, it's a bit muffled in the mids, but it's nice and loud, good bass and treble, and it's overall pretty average, I guess. There is really nothing new here with this.
They're downfiring.
System. Typical Ayaneo stuff, and I don't want to get into that and give you a tour in every video. So the short version is that you get Android 14 with the Ayaneo launcher as your Android front end. You can press this button to bring up the Ayaneo quick settings where you can change the TDP and fan on the fly and change controller options and some other stuff. You can open up the Ayaneo settings app to access in-depth settings like some pretty extensive performance settings, customize the rebindable controls, do updates, and in here you can spoof your device in this menu, which helps with games that lock certain settings to specific hardware. And you get IOSpace, which is a game launcher, and I hate it, so I'm not even.
He hates it. A lot of people hate it. I think it's great. It works for me every single time. It is bugged out on me a half of a time. It's bugged out on me. It bugged out a half of a time. I thought it was bugging out but it turned out it really wasn't. Like people will say about these devices, they are not quite user friendly. People will say that, but there's a learning curve to these devices sometimes. But if you were to optimize it and hand it to a regular normie, they could go along their day, play it, and have the greatest time in the world with it, like I do.
Gonna bother showing it to you. I set this up with Trinket OS as my Android front end and ESDE for my retro games, and it doesn't come with emulators or anything like that installed, so I installed all my favorite emulators for each system, which is these that you see on the screen. The benchmarks paint a pretty clear picture of how much more powerful this thing is compared to the previous generation of high-end Android handhelds. And you should expect more or less the same performance here on the non-Pro version too, because they use the same chip. This is a comparison between the Odin 2 Portal, which uses the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chip, and the Ayaneo Pocket Evo, which uses the Snapdragon G3.
Look at the Evo. That's a cute little machine.
The X Gen 2. In 3D Mark Wildlife, the Pockets 2 came out way ahead, about 17% faster than the Evo and 30% faster than the Portal. In CPU
It's faster than the Odin and the Evo. Wow.
tests in Geekbench 6, single-core performance was close, but for multi-core, the Pockets 2 pulled out way ahead, scoring 23% higher than the Evo and 22% higher than the Portal. And for a GPU test in Geekbench OpenCL, the Pockets 2 dominated, 45% faster than the...
Of course it does, dude. These GPUs are insane. The GPUs and the CPUs on these things are incredible, dude. AMD Ryzen is phenomenal, dude. Their shit is great.
Evo, and 92% faster than the Portal. That is huge, a huge
92.
difference. And then over in the Vulkan rendering test, same story here. The Pockets 2 scored 15% higher than the Evo and a massive 47% higher than the Portal. So if it's not obvious, bigger number equals better, and it's so much better that it really does seem like a whole new generation of device at this point. It's actually crazy.
The moon is a giant space egg waiting to hatch.
In lots of ways.
Space spiders! Spiders from space!
Look out, world. Here we come!
We're playing it.
A group of young heroes embark.
Incredible.
Right. Spiders from space, guys. Gaming performance is probably what most people care about here. I mean, it's a new chip after all, so does it unlock new magical realms of emulation? And the short answer is no. Not really. You won't be playing anything drastically different on the Pockets 2 that you couldn't already play on most high-end retro handhelds. But here's the thing, you'll be playing that stuff better. Like crisper and cleaner and without as much battery guilt.
Oh, wow. Damn, dude. You can see it.
The GameCube games that needed higher power modes just to hit 1080p on older devices, on the Pockets 2 you can bump them up to 4x resolution, no problem. Which by the way is 1440p, not 1080p like the Portal. And this screen loves that extra resolution. I was playing F-Zero GX at 1440p in widescreen and I swear it felt like a modern remaster. Plus, you don't need to crank the power mode to the moon anymore. Stuff that chugged on the balanced profile before now runs great at the same setting.
Yeah,
more performance, more battery.
Kirby Air Riders is great. I rented it from my local video store when I was little. It's amazing.
It's a double whammy. And PS2 is sort of the same.
How about the GameCube for Pikmin, strictly? I was not disappointed.
Deal, but it doesn't fare quite as well. It is a lot better. I
read about Pikmin in magazines a lot, and I was instantly captivated by the idea of Pikmin. Shout out to Pikmin. Pikmin is godlike.
Sly Cooper, and that ran great, upscaled to 3x resolution, smooth 60 FPS. But Sly Cooper 3 still didn't work well. Better here than on the Evo, but not perfect. But most PS2 games do run perfect at 4x resolution, which is 1440p, widescreened, and even on the balance mode, you're going to be getting hours of gameplay without melting the battery. So it's not a new frontier, but it's a better frontier. And Switch emulation is also better. Games that ran okay on the last gen, like Mario Wonder, now runs even smoother here. And you can play in docked mode at 1080p without the stutters that you get on the original Pockets, and in the balanced profile now. That said, Switch emulation
The Pocket 2 video is out, so you can dock it. That's fucking awesome.
is still messy overall because of the state of Switch emulation. Just right now, don't expect to play every Switch game perfectly. PC emulation with WinLater or GameHub is like the true Wild West. It's fun if you like fiddling with wine versions and DXVK renderers and GPU drivers that may or may not be just broken. Some games work great, others don't launch. Lots of indie games do play great, but for more demanding games, even when it works, you're looking at low settings, maybe 720p. And even on the highest profile, you'll be getting like the choppy 30 FPS gameplay that burns through your battery life. I personally believe the dream of Steam on Android is coming soon, but it's not here yet. It's fun to try now, but don't expect to play all your PC games on something like the Pockets 2 Pro. And Android gaming is great when it works, but the Play Store is a little weird on this thing. I couldn't install Streets of Rage 4 or Balatro. It said the device wasn't supported, and spoofing didn't help. I tried all sorts of things. Hopefully this gets fixed in an update, but for now it's something to be aware of. The base model of the Pockets 2 comes with an 8,000 mAh battery, same as on the Portal, while the Pockets 2 Pro comes with a 10,000 mAh battery, which is big. Seriously, for a retro handheld, that's the biggest I've seen. And also, this device isn't even that big. It's smaller than the Portal and the Evo, and it has a bigger battery. That's nuts.
Every time you sneeze, an alternate version of you dies.
That's nuts too. To be honest, I didn't notice a huge difference in the battery compared to the last generation's devices. I didn't do any extensive tests, but at one point I put the Evo and the Pockets 2 side by side with running the same games with the same settings for 30 minutes, and they both lost the exact same amount of battery. And I don't really have an explanation for that, other than maybe since this Pockets 2 is an early review sample, it might get updates that improve efficiency. Or it might just be that this is an LCD and the Evo uses OLED, and OLED uses less power. And it also just might be that the battery calibration is off on my Pockets 2 Pro and I need to recalibrate it and do an actual full battery drain test to get proper numbers. However, a silver lining is that this is a small device. So even if this is how the battery will perform in the end, at least we have a small device that can keep up with the big boys now, which is...
Crazy?
You said it, not me.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing.
All right, I'm fine with that.
Boogie, 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 boogie.
That I feel like this thing
What a
exists in a weird place in the market, like lots of Ayaneo stuff does, really. Because it's so expensive that inevitably you'll get the just get a Steam Deck bros coming out to
See, that's what I'm talking about.
tell you to buy a Steam Deck instead. And they're not wrong, in the sense that the Steam Deck is amazing.
Look at that ugly ass brick. Look at that shit. It looked like a fucked up ass Sega Game Gear. Man, no, bro. Man, get that shit out of here, bro.
And you can get that instead for the
No.
video games. GBA,
No.
like high-end emulation, like high-end upscaled GameCube and PS2 and Switch. If you want the best of the best, this is
Steam Deck is trash. I said it.
the best of the best. The best that you can get right now. It's expensive, but it's a luxury device. Ayaneo stuff is
The Steam Deck is cheaper. Oh, it's proven technology. Man, get the fuck out of here, dude. Y'all are just figuring out that you can use all these things as a PC. I feel like I'm not, like me and Gadgets Guardian are the one who figured out they're like, oh man, it's a handheld PC. You can dock it to you can do the same thing. You can stand this in for a PC. I feel like me and him are the ones that are pioneering this shit. Everybody else is late to the party.
isn't budget stuff. It's high-end stuff. And I love that. I love that they're here making these top-end doodads that push the hobby forward at the high end. Obviously,
I can do all of my work on the Ayaneo 3. I can do everything that a PC does. Possibly even a low to mid-tier gaming PC that you can hold in your hands. Ryzen AI 9 HX 370. It's the best, dude. I'm sorry. It's the best computer. Like, I'm not sorry for that. I'm sorry I'm hating on the Steam Deck. It's overrated. I hate that it's like Ayaneo needs to step up. Someone needs to give them like $1 billion donation so like you can go into Walmart and buy one of their devices. That's better quality control, more money, better quality control, more devices even. Y'all should be releasing 5 devices every month. That's what y'all are known for. That's what Ayaneo is like. That's their token. Like that's what they do. Like it's expected of them. Like it's expected of them to release 5 devices every month.
Not for everyone. But if you're watching this thinking,
Create one device though and stand by it. I feel like they should have stood by the Ayaneo 3. They need to stand by the Ayaneo 3. They need to create an ASO2, Ayaneo Slide 2. They need to stand by these devices and keep releasing updates. They need to pay attention to these devices because there might be someone that loves them and still hangs around with it. Like, oh, this is the perfect one. You make 50 devices in a month, and someone's gonna think that one's the greatest. The Ayaneo 3 and the Ayaneo Slide. They're the ones that I've messed with. The ones that I've seen working the best. Uh, I've heard bad things about each, but the bad things are immediately fixable.
wow, that's beautiful. And I really want the best Android handheld there is out there. And then, yeah, this is the one you want right now. And it's so good, it's crazy.
They invented artificial sweeteners to make you more susceptible to 5G brainwashing.
That's interesting. Tell me more.
It's a conspiracy theory.
It's true.
Stuff about crazy things.
Crazy things.
Yeah. A boogie 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 boogie.
You done?
Yeah.
That was Technique talking about. That was Technique talking about the Pocket S2. Ayaneo, do right by your backers. Fix all your problems. Get your quality control under control. You will be one of the next proven companies. You will be like Nintendo. If you keep doing what you're doing, you're gonna be like Nintendo. Keep making winners. Keep successfully crowdfunding, and release the Ayaneo Next 2. I'm buying it immediately. I'm giving you my money immediately. As soon as I can buy that, I'm giving you my money. No questions asked.